This video is brought to you in partnership with Visit Bristol. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Donna K. Delahaye from the blog hugheswithdelahaye.com, and today I'm going to show you some of the top things to do in Bristol. Hi guys, one of the top things to do when you're in Bristol is visit the SS Great Britain, and it's literally right behind me. Today I'm going to be exploring it. It was one of the first ocean liners at the time. Also, the SS Great Britain Brunel was basically one of the longest passenger ship from 1845 to 1855, and as you can see, it's a very glamorous boat. So the SS Great Britain Brunel was also the first iron steamer to cross the Atlantic Ocean at the time, and I think it did it in 15 days. Brunel's SS Great Britain is the world's first great ocean liner. The SS Great Britain is a museum ship and a former passenger steamship, and was the longest passenger ship in the world from 1845 to 1854. While other ships had been built of iron or equipped with a screw propeller, Great Britain was the first to combine these features in a large ocean-going ship. She was the first iron steamer to cross the Atlantic Ocean. So, I hope you guys can see me or hear me. And I wanted to show you something. So basically, I'm on the SS Great Britain, and if you look, hopefully, let me swing back. So here, I'll come out of the way. But here, where there's this line of colored houses, I'm sure if you Google Bristol, you will see this is a photo, like one of the photos that are synonymous when you see photos of Bristol. And I was wondering, where is everyone getting this photo? Because obviously I have to take photos from my blog, right? And I was like, I could see them when I was even in this hop-on, hop-off bus, but I couldn't pinpoint where I could get a really clear shot. And when I came up here, I realized, oh, once you're on the top deck of the ship, you can actually see all the row of the houses unobscured, and you can get a really fantastic shot. Obviously, it's quite overcast today. This is the UK, you know, if you're visiting the UK, be prepared for it to be overcast and BBC News weather to lie to you. But you can still see how gorgeous it is, and I just can imagine on a summery day, it would be really beautiful. So basically, I just finished my tour of SS Great Britain, and it was really good. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did, because it's really intriguing. I'm not an engineer or a shipbuilder, but I found it really interesting, and all the stuff that they had. Obviously the ship is now turned into a museum, and it basically takes you back how people would have traveled during a voyage around that time. So you can hear they had animals on there, you can hear the noise, you can you can smell what was going on, you can see the different I would call them cubicles, but they were like cabins that people would live in, what they were doing and stuff like that. Even like the noise or the sounds, or how people would be talking then, the food that they would be eating, how they would store the food and stuff like that. You can actually see it all on the ship. So I found it really interesting. I think they do different exhibitions during the year, because right now while I'm visiting, they're doing like a 6-minute under the sea kind of exhibition, where it takes you, it's like go and see my York video. The Van Gogh exhibition is something like that, where you see all the noise and the sounds of the sea and the different animals, and they kind of project it on parts of the ship, which I thought it was quite cool. And if you have kids, they're going to find it really interesting. So right now I'm walking to go and grab the hop-on, hop-off sightseeing bus of Bristol, and it's a great way to see the city, but most importantly, it's going to take me to the Clifton Suspension Bridge, which by walking is like, from where I'm at currently, is a half an hour, 45-minute walk, and I don't want to walk that long. So I'm going to get the hop-on, hop-off bus to get me there, where I can see the Clifton Suspension Bridge and the Clifton Observatory. And the hop-on, hop-off bus, it costs, like for adults, is £14, and it takes around I want to say 45 to 60 minutes, the full journey around, if you don't get off. If you get off, obviously it's longer, and the bus comes every half an hour to 60 minutes. And I'm getting mine from, I'm going to show you where I'm going to get the bus on from, because unfortunately it's not very clear where you can get the bus, actually get these buses. It's like I had to walk around for a bit to find the bus stop, where it actually says you can get the bus stop here. So it's not in like in London where they have designated bus stops where you can clearly see, oh, this is for a sightseeing bus tour. It's not that clear here. And even I asked the driver and he's like, yeah, they've been asking them to get clear signage so people can see that they can get the bus, and also the time, because again the time was not displayed. I had to search on Google for that. So these are just things to basically be aware when you come in. And also their last bus is at 4 p.m. and I think from the Clifton Observatory the last bus that gets there is 3:40 or 3:50. So if you miss that bus, you know, only God can help you. You would have to learn to walk from there to wherever you are staying at in Bristol. One of the places that you can actually get the hop-on hop-off bus is just in front, the bus stop in front of the Bristol City Hall. That's where I'm getting my bus, and it's like, I think it's the second stop from when they begin the tour, and they go around and it stops there again. Another stop that I know is that it stops right in front of Bristol Cathedral, and picks people up and lets people off that want to see the cathedral. So just keep that in mind. And I think it's only one bus that does the route at any one time. That's my assumption, because like when I took the bus yesterday, it was just one bus going around, and you would have to wait for that bus to come back around. And art gallery tells a story of the world in every detail, from the beginning of time to the present day. It spans 19 galleries over 3 floors, revealing fascinating facts about culture, ancient civilization, human invention and creativity, as well as showcasing our beautiful world. So another place that you should check out while you're in Bristol is the Bristol Museum and Art Gallery. So it's basically, it tells the story of the world, and it has various different exhibitions. It has like 19 galleries spanning over 3 floors. So they had an Egyptian room. They are currently doing a black photography exhibition there, and they also have a exhibition on China. And one of the cool rooms that I walked into was like the mineral rooms that goes over the geological errors or geological periods in the world history, and like you can see the minerals from those periods. So it's really good to check out. And they had some like an animal room where like different stuffed animals were on display, which was really interesting. But one of the main draw is the gallery is completely free to enter, and that's something that you'll find around Bristol. A lot of their galleries and museums are free, so now you have literally no excuse why you shouldn't visit these places. But the Bristol Museum and Art Gallery, one of the things that you'll find is an original Banksy piece, which was on display in a exhibition called Banksy versus Bristol in 2009, and they are showcasing the piece there. It's completely free to see. The museum is free to enter, so you'll see that piece once you directly as you walk into the foyer, or I call it foyer, or the entrance kind of bit of the museum. You'll see that piece. Founded in 1140 and consecrated in 1148, it was originally St. Augustine's Abbey, but after the dissolution of the monasteries, it became in 1542 the seat of the newly created Bishop of Bristol, and the cathedral of the new Diocese of Bristol. The cathedral is a Grade 1 listed building. The eastern end of the church includes fabric from the 12th century with the Elder Lady Chapel, which was added in the early 13th century. So another thing I would say while you're visiting Bristol is keep your eyes peeled for street art, because they're literally all around you, and you can find another Banksy piece. I was just walking up the street, and on Park Street, which is, I think it's like a long hill, like a long hill, steep hill, at the bottom of the hill you will find, and it's the same hill that you would, or street that you would have to walk up to get to the Bristol Museum and Art Gallery. So at the bottom of it is the Banksy piece, A Well Hung Lover, and I was literally walking past it, and I crossed the road, and then I looked to the side of me, and then I saw the piece. So definitely keep your eyes peeled, because you could just walk past these pieces because they're just randomly on the building, and there's like no kind of signage to say, oh, Banksy here, view this way. So just be aware and definitely keep your eyes peeled for these pieces or any kind of street art dotted around the place. Bristol is known for its street art, and if you visit this city, I think you cannot go wrong without doing a street art tour. I did a street art tour with the company We're the Walls, and it was one of the best street art tours I've done thus far. The guide was very knowledgeable, with his knowledge of street art spanning over 20 years, and he was also friends with some of the street artists. He led us on a tour showcasing some of Bansky's oldest pieces of street art in Bristol, and including some of the up-and-coming artists or street artists that were around the city. He gave us background on one of the biggest street art festival which occurs in Bristol annually, and even how it came about. But I think one of the best things that they had in this street art tour was the fact that you had a earpiece that you could actually listen to the guy as he was walking and talking, because we've all been on street art tour where the guide is further ahead in front of us and we're at the back and we're missing information. Because with this tour you had the earpiece in, and even though you might have been lagging behind, I'm always a struggler in my street art tour, but I was still able to catch all the information that was being given to everyone in the group. So I think that was actually quite innovative. So if you visit Bristol, I definitely would highly recommend you booking a ticket on one of Where the Walls street art tour is, and go on and learn the fascinating information and stories behind Bristol street art and street art history. So guys, I hope you can see, like right behind me is Bansky's girl with the pearl earring. Obviously I think someone closed the gate so I'm on the outside looking over, but you can get a nice photo if you zoom in, and I think sometimes the gate is open so you can actually go in and closer up, but I think today the gate is just closed. But I hope you can see it. It's really gorgeous, just like that. Oh, my life, they closed the gate on me, guys. And it's right in front of the marina, Bristol Marina. It is only 4 minutes walk from the SS Great Britain, and it's you just have to come around, and you basically have to be very patient, because it's if you look behind me, it's quite like hidden away in a little narrow alleyway, so you have to just be patient. I think in front of it, if you look out for this little coffee van kind of thing, is directly in front of the coffee van. So if you look out for this little narrow alleyway, you'll be able to find this street art by Banksy. Bristol's floating harbour. The name comes from the fact that the water in the harbour remains at a consistent level and is not affected by the tides of the River Avon, which flows into it. So guys, I'm just going to show you the apartment that I'm staying in. This apartment was complimentary of your apartment in the UK. And it's a 1-bedroom kind of service apartment. The concept is like it's a home away from home, and as you can see, look how gorgeous the bedding, the twin bedding behind me is. And this apartment is in the Clifton Village area of Bristol. So this is how the room looks, and it's like really nice, really quiet area. And then this is like the living room here, and this is like a full kitted out kind of apartment. Like literally there's like a full fridge, like hub, and we have like even a dishwasher, even though I don't own a dishwasher in my own apartment. So it's like a dishwasher, everything. They give you cutleries, anything that you could ever want. Like just it's quite easy to like check in. It's all done online, it's contactless, and they send everything to you that you would want to get into the property. And then when you're checking out, you do the same. You just leave the keys in the lockbox that they tell you, and the code that they send you via your email on the morning of your check-in. This one bedroom actually sleeps 4 people, so you're getting a bang for your buck, guys. And I just want to show you how cool the apartment is. Now we're gonna go and tour more of Bristol. The M Shed is situated on the historic harbour side and is the history museum of Bristol and tells the story of the city. The museum's name is derived from the way that the port identified each of its sheds. The M Shed explores the city's history from prehistoric times to the 21st century. Stories about the city and its people have been discovered through working with experts and community across the city. Okay, so another place that you definitely should go and visit in Bristol is the M Shed, which I saw today. It's basically the museum of Bristol, and it tells the story, the story or history of the city, and it shows you, it goes through the history of how people used to live previously in Bristol up until current times. And also they do like exhibitions, and one of the most important things is it's where one of Bansky's artwork, the Grim Reaper, is located, and it's absolutely free to see. To enter the M Shed is actually free as well. You can donate if you want to, or you can just enter for free. But the Grim Reaper, which is I think why a lot of people might also go and look at the M Shed, is actually in a small kind of foyer, or like a little path or entranceway in the M Shed. Absolutely free to see. They actually, it was initially, that artwork was initially on a boat, and they decided to remove it and put it in the M Shed because they wanted to protect it from wear and tear. So you can go and see the Grim Reaper right there. Also, as I said before, they do exhibition, and initially I wasn't going to go to the exhibition. They were saying, oh, it's a street art exhibition. I was like, However, when I was speaking to the guy that worked there, he was like, when I actually asked him where the Banksy Grim Reaper was, and he's like, oh, we are doing a street art exhibition today. And I was like, yeah, the lady told me about it. I wasn't really interested. And he's like, oh, but you can see 6 Banskys. I said, oh, sign me up. You don't have to tell me twice. 6 in one go. And it was only £8 for adults, and if you are under 25, I think it was like £7. Over 25 is £8. So it actually goes through different street artists that are actually in Bristol or originate from Bristol. Different names. Obviously Bansky's there were different guys. There was like a 6-minute movie as well, going over how, you know, the art world in Bristol blew up, you know, I think around the time of the crash. Because people were bidding on, they found that, oh, a guy was selling street art for like maybe a couple thousands 1 month, and then 6 months later his artwork is going for tens of thousands of pounds. And it just showed how the artwork around like street art and the artists, how their kind of worth or their art worth kind of blew up because of people literally like private auctioneers bidding on the art pieces at private auctions or auctions, and like increasing in the bids, and that's why their art is going for so like hundreds of thousands of pounds now. So it's really good, and you see a diverse kind of mix of art, like artists and the kind of medium that they use. Some obviously use spray paint, some use different textures, some or like printed on clothes and stuff like that, and also some interviews from different artists that originate in Bristol. So I think it was really cool, and it gives you different light, and they like write why, you know, they created certain pieces. It was definitely worth that £8, mate. It was worth the £8. And they also have art, like street art, for like social awareness, so about the ocean and climatization and stuff like that. Yep. We the Curious is an idea and a place for everyone, and it aims to create a culture of curiosity. It features over 250 interactive exhibitions over 2 floors. Take some time to experience this vibrant and buzzing marketplace that has been trading since 1743. The historic art of Bristol, shopping in Bristol Old City, is centered around St. Nicholas Market and the beautiful glass arcade. Inside this Grade 1 listed building, you'll enjoy getting lost and wandering around the maze of small stalls selling independent wares and everything from clothing, gifts, card art, textiles and leather, sweets and chocolate. I think a great way of seeing Bristol from a different perspective is actually taking it to the river via doing a river boat trip. You can actually see the floating harbour and riverside up close and personal, and you can do afternoon tea trips up the River Avon and wildlife spotting trips to the Avon Gorge with local expert. I'm currently at Cabot Tower. You can see the tower just behind me here, and one of the good things, it's another place to visit, but one of the things that I realized from visiting this spot is that the epic views that you can see over, you get like a 360-degree view, panoramic view over the city of Bristol. So I would definitely recommend coming up here. It's completely free. It's actually in a public park in Bryan Hill, and you can go and just come and sit down. Like, it's really tranquil because the park is so built up that you're leaving the main street. I think the main street that I left off was like Park Street and came up this way. So this is another place to see. It's a really relaxing place. So if you want to take a break from exploring Bristol, this is a great place to come and just relax and just look out onto the city. So Cabot Tower was built in the 1890s, and it was to commemorate the 400th voyage of John Cabot from Bristol to Canada. And now it's 12 o'clock. So guys, basically I'm currently in the Giant's Cave, and man, I'm telling you, this is no Giant's Cave. The cave is quite narrow, so if you're like claustrophobic or quite a tall person, you're gonna have to bend over and bend that back and just scurry through. And because as you go down further, it's quite small. So I'm not that tall, and I had to bend over. So if you're like slightly a taller person, you will have to bend over. And one thing to note here, all you ladies that are going to plan to come here, beg you, just wear trainers, no wedges, nothing with a heel, because girl, you're going to lose an ankle. Because the going down is uneven, and it's you need to wear a shoe with some sort of grip because you will slip, because it is in a cave, and I think sometimes, you know, inside of the cave will get like sweaty or like wet, so the floor might be wet. So definitely be careful and wear sensible shoes where you can actually walk down on, because it is going down is slope and it's on an uneven slope, so you need to prepare yourself. So basically from the photos I saw, it looked like this was completely open, and I think if you step away from it, it looks completely open. However, there's a mesh, I don't know if you can see it, there's like a mesh here, and then here it's like the yellow bit, but you can still see the highway just below it. And I already have anxiety with heights, so I didn't step on the yellow bit because I'm so afraid. But it's a really good view. I just like the mesh, you're gonna have to like put your camera through to get a good photo without the mesh bit there, but overall it's like a really nice view, and it's really spacious. It's like once you get out, it's really spacious, and you can see the gorge and you can still see the suspension bridge. But getting down here was, Lord of mercy, was a feat within itself, and now I have to go back. I have to prepare myself.
You left me with nothing but agony. I stuck by her side so happily. We needed each other like well, I know what is happening. I'm up in the deal with Timothy. Distracting myself, be the remedy. At first I thought that she was sent to me. What's happening?
So guys, just behind me, I hope you can see the Clifton Observatory there, and it's one of the top places to come when you're visiting Bristol, because as you ascend up to the observatory and the camera Obscura, you can see epic views of the Clifton Suspension Bridge and the Avon Gorge and the Avon River. So make sure you definitely visit this. It's a stop on the hop on hop off bus tour, or you can just walk to here, and it's in the from here you can also get to the Clifton villages, but it's super cool to visit. And again, it's in a kind of green area, so you can actually sit down and rest or have lunch or have a snack, which I'm gonna do in a moment. So definitely check it out. It was initially built as a mill, but now it's used as an observatory.
I was doing all of that for 4 years, talking light years, not sure years. Shawty stressed me out, I need more beers. Tried to carry through like a warrior, but that wasn't enough. We went through the rough and the tough together, but tough was my luck. It got to the point I was just trying to keep my head up, stuck in the rug.
So guys, I'm currently in the camera Obscura, and I definitely think that you should come to here, because the views that you get out the window, or these are the views. How epic is that? So you can see the actual suspension bridge just there, and then this is the I think it's the Avon Gorge, but look how cool this is, the view from the camera Obscura. And it's a 360-degree view, and there's also this area here where it's like a black room where you close the door and you actually see a kind of projection of the suspension bridge with cars and people walking across it in that room. It's so
Shawty stressed me out, I need more beers. Tried to carry through like a warrior, but that wasn't enough. We went through the rough and the tough.
St. Mary's Redcliffe is a masterpiece in Gothic architecture, which has stood on the same site for over 800 years. Within its hollowed walls, you will find a superb collection of crafted bosses, elegant 18th century ironwork, beautiful stained glasses, and a world-famous organ. This international art center and gallery was founded in 1961 by Jeremy Rees and was originally located in Clifton. In the 1970s, it moved to Queen Square before moving to its present location, the Bush House on Bristol's waterfront, in 1975. The name of the gallery was taken from a 15th century painting.
With your home girl, you stuck in your own world. Now it's faded to black. You packing your bag for the last time, cause I won't stop. You just run away, I ain't running back. Leering in the mirror when I sleep, I see the man I think I wanna be. I get to close my eyes and get some peace. My nightmare's over, life is but a dream. Leering in the mirror when I sleep, I see the man
Another place or another area that you should check out if you're coming to Bristol is the Stokes Croft, and it is more of the eclectic area to Bristol, if you can believe that. And it kind of strikes me as a mix of Camden and Shoreditch mixed together with the street art and graffiti, plus they're very much independent shops. Like literally the whole road is like just independent shops, quirky little shops that you can find vintage stuff. There were no like chain shops there, so and like food places, different type of food places, plant-based food places. And like I saw some Cuban place, they had a Jamaican place that I ate at, and if you know I'm Jamaican, I have to rep my people. So I ate dinner there. I think it's less touristy than the city center where you see a lot of people visiting. You can tell that it's more locals living there because people were just jamming on the street corner. People know people were saying hi as they were passing, so you can tell that, oh, it's more locals are here than a lot of tourists. The restaurants looked really inviting and really clean and really upscale for the area. It was like the food was so diverse, but still all the restaurants look like, oh, I would want to go to visit each of them. So definitely check that area out as well. And there is one of the Banksy street art is also up there, and I will just show you a video of that. But all the street art there was really cool, so you definitely check out that area when you're coming to Bristol. The Exchange is a Grade 1 listed building built in 1741 to 1743 by John Wood the Elder on Corn Street near the junction of Broad Street in Bristol. The building was previously used as a corn and general trade exchange, but is now used as the offices of St. Nicholas Market. Outside the building are 4 bronze tables dating from the 16th and 17th century known as nails, at which merchants carried out their business. At the front of the building is a clock showing both Greenwich Maritime and local time. St. Nicholas Market is a market in Corn Street, Bristol, England. It is also home to the Bristol Farmers Market, the Nails Market, and the Soul Food Market, all of which are located in front of the Exchange. It houses a fantastic range of independent retailers. The street was originally called Queen Street after the 1574 visit of Queen Elizabeth I to Bristol. It became Christmas Steps in the mid-19th century. This shopping district appeals to the eccentric and quirky, as it is littered with individual independent shops, gallery studios and creative outlets, as well as a really amazing bakery. So guys, hopefully you can see me. So I'm just visiting the Clifton Suspension Bridge, and it's just before sunset. So as you can see how gorgeous like the sunset is going to be over the bridge. And this is one of the, oh, let me turn around so you can see my face. And this is one of like the pristine places to come to view like the bridge and for sunset. And already people are like sitting down on the park bench. There's like park bench lining it right here towards the bridge, so that you can really watch sunset in peace. And also I found out that on the Clifton Observatory, when you go there, oh, the sun, guys, I'm trying to find a good lighting for my face. Bear with me. If you go to the Clifton Observatory, you can actually view sunset because they have a kind of roof terrace bar thing happening up there, and you can view sunset, have a nice drink, and also see the Clifton Observatory as well as the suspension bridge. So that's a really great tip for if you're coming and you're spending the night here, or I'm here for a few days, you're spending one of the nights. This is a really cool place to come to have a drink and watch sunset. So if you like all my recommendation on the top things to do in Bristol, make sure you like, comment and subscribe to my channel and turn on that notification bell for more travel videos.